I don't even know why I got this stupid. Hey, Instagram. Via the internet, it's me, T, from the Pattersons, taking the train to the bed. I'm at the airport. And I don't even think it's 8 o'clock yet. I don't know, whatever time it is. It's after 7. Maybe it's 8. My plane leaves at, boarding time is 10:20. Plane's supposed to leave at whatever, 11 something, right? So I got all this time. You know, I like to arrive at the airport early, right? I say, hey, Ian. Hey, Ian, guess what? I'm at the airport on my way. You know, I'll be there, whatever, Monday, whatever it is. You know, I'm going to be talking. Let me just say this. I'm going to be talking for a long time. You know, I noticed, because I've been paying attention to the internet because of a number of things. And people just get on live and they just yak forever. They don't care. Me, I don't usually do that. But since I'm at the airport and I don't leave to my boarding means not to 10:20, I'm just going to sit here and yak. And plus, okay, I always have other agendas, right? Here's the thing. The T-Mobile, whatever it is, it ends today. My data ends today. So, well, I'm going to use up all the data as much as I can in the airport before I go. I'm supposed to go to Doha, and then I'm over there for like 8 hours or something like that. But when you get to Doha, maybe I'll do a little thing. But the Doha thing is interesting because they have these like, I don't call them Kwanzaa huts, but you can actually go to sleep, And plus it's a Muslim country, so you can take a shower and all that stuff, prayer room, and all that. Anyway, stupid me, I shouldn't even eat this. I didn't even look. I went to the store and just got some in the airport here, and I just got some grapes. But they're seedless grapes. Let me tell you why you have to eat seeded stuff. Because the seeded people, that's you. I mean, it's like why you want to deneuter? No, you don't want to do that. Anyway, so I'm there now. So here, let me just not recap, but tell you what's happened so far. So I woke up my regular time, I guess, maybe a little bit earlier, because I went to sleep about, I don't know, before the 5, I don't know, 10 o'clock, something like that. But what happened is I came from Brooklyn, from the Arts Festival, and what happened with the Arts Festival? It was all right. They have a lot of fashion. They have a lot of clothes. The clothes. I mean, it's African themed too. International African Arts Festival. So it's a lot of clothes there. And but the food that time, they didn't have a variety of food. And I got crab cakes. First time I had crab cakes in a long time. But it was all right. But but what I did get is coconut water, from the real coconut, because they have that all the time. And they have the thing for the what do you call that? The sugar cane thing. But I don't do that. Right? So they got the coconut, and they also had several kinds of lemonade, or watermelon, whatever. But I just got the coconut water. One when I first got there, and then a few hours later, whenever I got there, then a few hours later, I got another one. But here's the thing, Anyway, I got the big coconut water, and it costs $10, right? Man, I'm going like, hey, if I'm in India, no, this is too much, So anyway, and they got real coconuts too, so I got that, and I got some coconut water here now. I bought it from the same store I got the grapes from. Whenever I get my coconut water, this is video pressed. So pressed, I always get it. But I always look at the origin. And this is from Thailand. I can't remember. Thailand, well, Vietnam, I like Vietnam coconut water. Thailand, I think, is all right. They had a Brazilian there, but I didn't want to take that. I forgot what it was. I have some sort of gradations that I like. But this should be all right. So I'll drink this in a little while. I'm going to stop eating these grapes, man, because I think they're GMO, poison, whatever. But it's refreshing for your mouth. It's kind of cold. Okay, anyway. So I woke up, futzing around, packing the bag, and finally, then I didn't go back to, take a wash, like that. but my brother's already asleep or whatever. So I'm saying, okay, I'm ready, right? What did I do? I hadn't packed. I forgot my, not forgot, but I had started packing yesterday. Well, yesterday, the night before, the day before, I started packing. But as I was going back from the Brooklyn from the African Street Festival, I call it, it's the International Arts Festival, whatever it is. As I was going there, and I think they didn't do it last year, so this is this is the 54th annual one. 5 and 4 is 9, so it's 9. It's a good thing, I guess. I do the numbers. Anyway, so when walking back, oh man, I forgot I didn't pack my. Do I have my shoes my special shoes, the Vivo barefoot shoes? I said no, I didn't pack it with it, and I remember where it is, so I had to pack that too. Now the reason I'm going on all this packing thing, I'm always precise. I have these plans, right? I have different clothes in different places, like Ian, for instance. When I get to Cape Town, Ian has a green suitcase of mine. See what happens whenever I'm leaving on a trip out of the country, out of South Africa. I always go through Cape Town. People always say, "Oh, you've been to Joburg?" No, I hate Joburg. No, I shouldn't say I hate Joburg. I have no dealing with Joburgs. I don't deal with them at all. So I always go through Cape Town. And Ian has a garage and get my little suitcase, my big suitcase there, so I can. So if I'm going someplace, I can switch that out of that. It's a plan. I've been executing for a long time. But my folly, what happened this year though was, oh my goodness, it was like I forgot. But see, I traveled. I got to Cape Town, right? Then I traveled to India. And then, I was in 3 months. Then I went straight from India to the States. So basically, but I had it all planned. I only had 2 bags I was carrying. But here's what happened. Here's the problemo. When I got to India, like the idiot that I am, well, let me not call myself names. I don't believe that. Like the person I am, I ended up looking for a tissue. I ended up, I went linen and cotton crazy, and I bought all these shirts, linen shirts and stuff like that, and short sleeves, long sleeves like that, and so I wanted to bring them. I wanted to have them. You have to dress up or whatever it is. But here's the thing: when I was talking to my wife the other day, so she'll make stuff, but she does. People don't appreciate it, so they don't care. But she's basically I'm her muse, but her model. So she'll make all these African clothes for me, like at the African Street Festival, and so I don't really need to buy clothes. I just have to have good material, So anyway, so I don't need clothes, is what I'm trying to say. I don't need to go on a buying spree, but at the same time, I plan to go to India every year. January, February, March, at least 3 months out of the year. For healing, and also there I write a lot. It's my writing kind of thing. I don't say isolated, but it's a good situation I have, and I left clothes there. I leave clothes all over the place. Except, but whatever. Anyway, so that's what happened. So when I say that's what happened, so I couldn't, I shouldn't have bought. But anyway, it's all there. I'm bringing it back. I got to get it to the Eastern Cape. So I'll stop by Ian's, I don't know where. I'll leave some stuff at Ian because what's going to happen is September, I'm going to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. There's a conference, the reparations conference. Well, I got to be there. It's a significant conference, right? So I'm only going to bring some stuff because when you travel, there's always stuff to buy. You want to support the local people, blah, 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 all the rest of that stuff. Right? For instance, I'll be wearing this shirt. Right? This is the Parliament Chocolate City, Parliament Funkadelic shirt, right? Now, I have this shirt. I'm going to also, from Chimurenga, I got the Africa 77 Festac shirt, right? Remember, this international conference in Ethiopia, the theme is reparations, but it's put on by CARICOM and the African Union. So So people will say, "Oh, what's this? Oh, they like that." Then they'll see the throwback, shirt from 1977. So I'm gonna have a few shirts that I'm gonna bring. Have some African stuff. I have some African pants out there. So I'm gonna be Africanized when I get to Ethiopia, right? So anyway, so that's how I plan, right? So when I go to E&L, I leave this and some other stuff. Then I take everything else. Maybe I'll bring one of my linen shirts. Maybe I'll take everything else to the Eastern Cape, because here's the thing: our little hut, it had a little dam, something like that. So we're building a new. We're building a house, but we got land, right? Because my wife is very resourceful. In Quebec, right, we've got a large plot. I think it's like, 50 meters by 50 meters? It's a lot. It's big. I just saw pictures of it. So when I get there, I'll tell you all about it. Anyway, so now we got land, right? So now I can really, because we do our little farming, we do our thing in DeBrother, but Miss Oli does that. But now I'll do it. Now I'll be the farmer, because they say in your eldership, what's good is that you're working with the earth. You know what I mean? And you got to move. That's the other thing. If you know anybody that's older, or whatever it is, man, you got a locomotion, man. You can't stop this couch potato stuff. You got to move, right? You got to move. It's not just that half hour walking in the morning. So you got to move. You can't just sit down all the time. You got to move. Just the way it is. Anyway, so that's what happened. So I'm coming here when I left Buddy this morning at about a little after 5. I got here 5, 6, a little after 7. Qatar wasn't even open yet. I said, "Oh, this is interesting." Well, I can't find. Just a second. I gotta find. I don't even. They're not open yet. What's going on? But they finally got there, and I'm telling you about Qatar. It was amazing. At least the lady helped me. They come from behind and just come and get you. You go up to with them. She was very personable. I mean, customer service. I should have. She said her name was one of the. I should have. I got it right. I got to say, hey, she was really, really good. And then they offered me. I think they offered me this before, but I'm a knucklehead, right? They said, "Oh, do you need a wheelchair?" I said, "Well, then she said, well, it's free." and you go, then you don't have to do. It's a long walk. You can avoid all the lines. I'm going like, well, I didn't really listen to that. I said, well, okay, let me try this wheelchair thing. So I got a wheelchair, right? And she said, well, I got a wheelchair. Here's the interesting thing, because the wheelchair, you can just go past all that stuff like that. Oh gosh, it's so good. But here's what I found out. She just said, like, how when you go through the thing, you have to take off your shoes. I was unloosening my shoes, and she said, there's a policy now. I understand. Now, she said, well, how old are you? I said, well, I just had a birthday a couple of days ago. I'm 75. She said, oh, then you don't have to take off your shoes. It seems like if you're 75 and older, you don't have to take off your shoes when you go to TSA anymore. Who would have thunk it? Hey, if you live long enough, things might go your way. Anyway, so I got this nice wheelchair person, Tess. She brought me over here. This is where I get in the gate 20 Qatar. But when I got here, these carts that they have in the thing that you have to pay for? Well, she dropped the wheelchair here, dropped me right here. But there's just this cart, there's a long cart here. This cart is not supposed to be in this area. It's only in the air. This is like it's the airport area there, whatever area this is. Just a second, I'm bugging because I can't find this tissue. No. Just a second. Man, I don't know why I have that there. Should I use my sleeve here? It's got to be washed anyway. Okay. So I'm going like, oh, this is interesting. So I pass through all that stuff. I don't have to wait in line for the your passport thingy like that. When you go for the baggage, not the baggage, when they screen in your stuff, then they bring it right there. and you're next in line, right? You don't have to take off your shoes. You learn something new every day when you're traveling. My goodness. So I'm going like, oh, this is interesting. But here's what's more interesting to me. Remember, I just said I had a birthday. See, there are two things I go by: numerology and well, more than two, and the Rosicrucian cycles. Let's deal with the Rosicrucian cycle. Says this: there's every 52 days. I think it's 7 of them or whatever it is. Every 52 days, you go through another cycle. So I learned this a long time ago, but I forget it because I don't even deal with it, right? But 52 days before your birthday is your critical period. That's when stuff happens. You got to be chill. You know, don't let things excite you. Don't just get up and take a trip. You got to plan things. Be patient. Know that things are going to go wrong or wrong. Things are not going to go the way where you think they're going to go. I learned this, and I told this to my sister years ago. It helped her immensely. So every year it happens. Now, for me, it was weird because when I'm born, the school semester ends in June in the north, in the States, right? So I always realized every junior, some messed up stuff would be happening. I just go through it, right? But then, 52 days after your birthday, that's your, I think they call it your reputation cycle, or something like that. Anyway, the point is, good things happen. So say, for instance, you couldn't get, I don't know, a good credit before your birthday. After your birthday, then they'll say, oh, you know something? Here's some credit. I shouldn't even talk about credit. You know what I'm saying? It gets better, right? Well, here's the thing. Oh yeah, by the way, and your actual birthday, you know, your life day, I call it life day because, like Prince would say, you know, you only have one birthday. You're only born one time. I know some of you people are born again. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm talking going through your mama's canal, or as Miss Foley would say, you know, escaping the womb. You escape the womb. You only escape the womb one time, at least in this that we know, right? So basically, I have life days, you know. So what I'm saying, so I have life days, but that life day is a neutral day. So the 52 days after your life day, that's when good things happen. And lo and behold, I started to check things that would have happened. I had an email that I had in my thing for like 2 weeks, something like that. I didn't open up. I opened it up, and it's from the people for the Home Affairs. So this is interesting. And they said something. So I go check on that, see if things have happened. Things are happening good, hopefully. Then this whole thing happened with this when they brought here this thing that it was just here. So I just used it to roll back and get my. What I'm trying to tell you is that good things happen to you if you just chill. I don't know, chill, just do whatever you do. Okay, so I'm off to a flying start like that, and I had a really good life day because I was by myself running around, and I had been looking for. There's two things. No, there's one thing I'm looking for, and I got it too. I keep on getting up and trying to. Where is this thing at? I just bought it. Oh, just a sec. I'm sitting on my bed for a cushion, so I can talk to you. Hey, if you have a question for me, I mean Ian or whoever else, then y'all can just write it down or something like that, and I'll. You know, after I wave to you, whatever have you, I'll answer any questions you have. Now, I just bought this thing. I don't know how I found it. My boarding pass. Come on now. Where did I put this thing in? I didn't have that on. Just a second. No, it's not here. And I need it too. I needed it almost right away. I don't think I put it like that. No, I didn't put it like that. And this is the modern what they do on the internet now, right? They just do stuff and they just let the thing roll. Oh, here it is. My headphones that I have. I usually use the Bluetooth on it, right? And somehow this Bluetooth is not working. So, but it also has a thing for this thing. I have a few of them, right? But somehow I didn't have one. I didn't bring one with me. I guess I just thought, I don't know what I thought. So I was looking. I was supposed to get Anyway, I was looking for one and I never found it. But here at the airport, they have it. So now I can, because all the stuff that I done downloaded, because I think I can just use my headphones and I can use that without the Bluetooth and use headphones, well, use headphones anyway, but use this, my cable, the same long cable that I use when I'm at Ian's. When I want to watch the TV and I put it into his little stereo system like that, then I can hear, anyway. So I got it. So I'm gonna use that on the plane, well, especially when I get to Doha, because I'm there for like 8 hours. There are these like quonset huts or something like that. So I can just chill 8 hours. All the stuff that I've been following on the internet, stuff like that. And I downloaded a lot of stuff. There's this thing that they do on the internet now. Or at least I found this channel. I don't know how these things come from. They do these stories, right? And it's like it's really interesting because I can use them when I'm teaching. When I'm working with my charges. I'm gonna start calling them charges rather than my peoples. And my peoples in the Eastern Cape will start listening to these stories because they're like a half hour, they're hour, usually about an hour. And there's always some moral thing, somebody has done wrong and they get back, whatever, revenge kind of thing. So I enjoy them. And they have a certain structure, a regular structure, but it's a structure that I can say, okay, now we're going to listen to this and we can, sort of decipher the story and I can teach them how to write through that way rather than, well, I'll use audio drama, of course, but use that. But I like those stories. And it's always, I don't know how they do it, but there's some racial component, like the billionaire white man and the brilliant tech person that they did that's been done wrong, and then they bail them. The tech person is a black person, usually it's a woman, but sometimes it's a male. So it's really fascinating to me, and so I'll follow that for a while. Okay. Also, of course, I have my regular stuff that I listen to. Like I'm sorry. I laugh because some of the people I listen to periodically, it's for entertainment purposes only for me. Like, one is Professor Black Truth, or the Black Authority, Jason, the B1 Brigade, right? And I like him because he has historical things, but they also have stuff that they be doing. I don't know. But when you listen to stuff, you're not supposed to take a whole hog. You take what you need. This and that, and that, like that. But one of the things that I noticed, and I've been following the Shedeur Sanders kind of saga, which is really interesting. Boy, talk about what did Cat say last year? Whenever he said that, like I said, all will be revealed. Nothing, and it's really interesting the amount of racism, the powers that be, how they try to collude and whatever. People said that. Oh, it's really interesting to me, right? So I have time to look at the internet, so I can do that because I'm retired. Oh, so cool. So that's interesting. But I look at other things, like for instance, and of course these celebrities they put like he's supposed to listen to the celebrities, but there's other people that are on the internet too. That's why I encourage everybody to have an internet channel and speak, do something like that. I'll be pulling back. I won't be doing a lot anymore because I'll tell you about that in a little while. So anyway, I really like that. But I look at somebody, say for instance like Shannon Sharp, when he had his little problem, just playing, going to pay somebody $1 billion to keep quiet, whatever it is. These people, I know all the time they say I'm talking the black world right now. People that are supposed to have their black cards, right? Hey, look, if I was Shannon, all these people that don't do right, their black cards need to be pulled. That includes Reverend Allen and all those people. Anyway, so I'm here listening, and I realized something because he got busted because he wears these tight clothes, and he had this man bag, and they try to say that he has say homosexual proclivities or bisexual proclivities, and he's running after these young white girls, whatever these young running after. But see, I look at something like that. I say, this boy is arrested development. Because for him to keep, when he wears something tight like that, what are you saying? Look, I got muscles. See my muscles? That's all you're saying. That's all you're saying. If he's in African context, he'd be wearing robes so you wouldn't see his muscles like that. So only somebody who's, I won't say insecure, let me not go into psychology of it. So I can see he has deep problems. He can talk all he wants, but he got deep problems. And it's interesting the way people react to these kind of things, right? Smart man, but socially, whatever it is. Though I like Chad Ochocinco. I listen to it because Chad that's a wild boy. He like me. He's just one of my people. That's a wild boy. Listen, so leave him alone. But going back to President Black Truth and people like that, they always come down that some information they got, like say 6 years ago, and then they keep on hammering that thing. A perfect example is Candace Owens. Let's see now. Again, let's go back. I'm a revolutionary, not like that. I'm a cultural revolutionary, but in life I'm an evolutionary. I believe in evolution, right? So I believe that if you start like let's say Shannon, before he got all those muscles, he was something else, became a football player. But so you evolve. You're supposed to evolve on some sort of path, right? So you're not supposed to be the same person you was, or maybe you are, 6 years ago. But you got more information, you evolve. Well, they keep on saying, well, Candace, she talking bad about black people. But she has, and they always talk about being on code. Candace has a code. First of all, I respect her because she reads. I know she reads. But more importantly, she has a code. Her code happened to be steeped in Catholicism. She has a Catholic code. Poor baby. But how do you deal with that? They say, okay, you got that, fine. Give her some other books to read. I think she's from the Caribbean. She has roots in the Caribbean. So read some Walter Rodney. Pay attention to that Hillary guy that brought the CARICOM kind of thing. Pay attention to Mia from Barbados. You don't pay attention to those people. You keep on reading people like Sewell and stuff like that. Well, expand your mind. So you don't change her by attacking her and say she's a Trump, whatever she is. In fact, Trump don't know. Anyway, you don't do that. You give her some, augment her knowledge, so she can grow and continue to change, because she's not the same person when she was with the right wing people. Well, I guess she's still whatever. I don't even like those terms, right wing, left wing, doo-doo-dee-dee-dee. But that's one thing. But let me tell you about somebody else. Ibrahim Traore, Commander Ibrahim has that quote. He reads. I can tell he reads. I can tell a reader. I know he reads. That man, woo-wee, stuff is happening. Talk about evolutionary. And that's the other thing. Like, people say, they say he's a revolutionary. Our revolution. Ibrahim Traore, Commander Ibrahim. Yeah, you might call him a revolutionary, but he's an evolutionary. He's an evolutionary. In fact, he's evolving the let's call it genre. The genre, I'm gonna say genre. The genre of revolution. That's what's so important about him. He's not blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm unloved. Da. No, those slogans are gone. He creates new things because he reads. I insist he reads. Well, anyway. So I'm just telling you, these are two people that I think continue to evolve. Unlike other people, like Shannon Trump, who who don't move. You see? That's the whole thing. What can I say? What's that? We're at JFK, so who knows? The airport. Oh, I heard. I'll come here. They say they made an announcement. There's some sort of whatever billions of dollars. They're expanding. JFK is going to have 2 more terminals. They So this is the latest thing. I guess what they're doing is every airport, because I hear Cape Town's supposed to be, everybody's expanding. So they keep us, it's a constant money kind of thing. You would think if they got that, they would forget the arms, you know. Anyway, so what happens, let me go back to what happens. So I'm looking at evolutionaries, I'm saying, what a time to be alive, because people are yapping, but on the internet you get exposed. And then, what I'm saying now, what I said 5 years ago, it's sort of coming true now. But you have to stay on your evolutionary path. If you're on your evolutionary path, you're always going to be on the right side of history. Let's put it that way. Well, that's what I believe. So, I'm thinking now, this year, after my birthday year, this year, it's I'm graduating to a one personal year. In other words, that's a new beginnings or whatever. Well, I'm going like, oh, this is a chance for me to do this, that, whatever. I can create, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm evolving out of whatever. I'm through with this other stuff. I don't even want to tell you the truth, I'm not really into this posting, well, I guess I grate on people's nerves, but I'm not going to post like this. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but whatever. But people, if you ask me, remember I don't have a lot of subscribers, but if you ask me why I post, my original thing was because it's for archival purposes, right? Well, like I said, for me there's always layers. The other thing, get a little personal here. Everything that is personal. Well, see, here's the thing. My children, my biological, my sperm donated children, I don't have anything to do with any of them. The one that really miffs me is the one that I had with my first wife, and she poisoned this boy's mind somewhere. It's like, what's the matter with you? You're old. You're like 50-something years old. Get over it. Talk to your daddy. He's got knowledge, And more importantly, I said, what's really bothering me? Because I got grandchildren I don't know about. That pisses me off. That really pisses me off. So, sooner or later, this is going to come to a head. The boy knows I'm alive because he did something else that everybody knows I'm alive. And I'm not hard to find. I'm not hiding. So whether I'm on your birth certificate or not, somebody knows, or they know. So if they don't want to talk to daddy, I guess it just means I'm supposed to continue doing what I'm doing. Plus, look, I raised so many children. It's unbelievable. Or reared so many children. It's unbelievable. So it just wasn't personal with a lot of them. Well, with my own. Anyway, so it's been bugging me. But now I realize that when I can calm down, I don't have to do a lot of posting because I have so much posting in my YouTube and whatever have you. That might say a great grandchild of mine, somehow it gets my name. Then you can research, and then they say, oh, this is the dude. Oh, I wonder what happened, But I've sort of talked about everything. So if any of my peoples want to find out about me, government notwithstanding, my life is an open book. I don't care. Simple as that. So I do this posting. I do this posting for historical purposes. Just travel, learn how to travel, learn stuff like that. I like this whole thing I said about the grapes. You should be eating seeded grapes because they have the seeds and they have the mommy and the daddy, whatever in it. And you should be consuming that, all your seeds. So, water. So you should be doing that. So when I give knowledge, when I put something together and tell you about something, then you should, say, okay. Because if I told you personally, or if I talked to you personally, you could reject it. But now I just say it. It's like writing a book, which I'm gonna do a lot more writing because when I go to India. So my life is kind of interesting. Oh, by the way, this one thing. So I'm leaving New York now. I'm leaving the States, and several things have happened. First, I'm sort of through with my VA people, but I realize this thing says that this thing expires 6/15/2026. So within a month of this thing, either way, I'm supposed to get a new card. Well, I don't know. I'm sort of through with the VA system because I don't need the medicine. I like the tests, I can get blood tests and stuff like that. They just took a whole battery of tests. So who knows what's going to happen with that. So let me go to the cards now. Oh, and because when I'm in New York, I spend time with my fraternity brother, with my brother, buddy, Dr. James Kanye. Brilliant dude. And I like being with Buddy because, well, he's a brilliant dude. But he's a high-powered historian, I mean, really high-powered. And we had a discussion. We was talking last night. He was telling me about the American Indians and all the rest of and how they it was fascinating, right? He's writing a book that's going to come out in a couple of years. I think he's sending stuff out for people to read. Anyway, so but I enjoy being with him and listening to him. Well, we go back and forth because I always spark something when I talk to people like that. And I love going to Ian's because Ian's really smart. So we can go back and forth, But for a number of reasons, I really don't. With Ian, I don't push the racial thing a lot. But with my peoples in New York, I can. Anyway, so at Ian's, I got my transit thing. The Metro card they're not using anymore. They got this Omni right now. Because I'm senior, they sent me one, and you get half fare right there. And it really good. This card expires 10/28. So basically, what I'm saying is, I don't have to be back into the States to 10/28, as far as I'm concerned, right? And then, of course, the other adjustment I made, I was down because my license had expired, my driver's license had expired last year, whatever it is. And I realized it then when they said, well, you got to take the test again. I go to take the test again. But then I realized, well, my system, they won't let me drive down there, right? I don't really drive in South Africa, I don't drive in India you can drive. You can jump on your little motorhead, whatever, like that. So I don't need a driver's license. I don't, because I don't drive. I mean, I don't drive. But I can drive, but I don't. I drive all kind. I can drive stick, whatever have you. Anyway, so instead of getting a driver's license, I went and got a Virginia identification card. Aha! And when does this expire? Expires 10/32. I don't have to go back to Virginia until 10. No, I'm really kidding. So I'm like, so I'm through with the VA. Well, I was going to say that. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe be there next year, whatever it is. So, maybe I'll go from, no, I won't do that. Let me put this back. Where did I have this at? Well, let me put this in here, because I don't need this anymore. Let me put this in here. Okay. Oh, here. Then the other thing, I got I'm talking to you through my OnePlus 7, but I got a new OnePlus. It's a 13R, right? That's so good. The camera quality is like really good. It's a dual SIM, so I'm going to activate this when I get to Cape Town. Maybe I'll have Raul, who's my my Wall Street guy, my stockbroker guy. Maybe I'll have him. Because he's a genius. He's one of those, he's a young kid, So maybe I'll have how to switch, how to get my OnePlus 7 stuff onto the 13R. Who knows? It gives us something to do. A lot of times I do something. Of course, I can look over the internet and do it myself. But that's I like to, it's like, who was it? it was my niece or somebody. I was with them, and it's like sometimes I let people do stuff, right? Because that's a relationship. It's like that's the relationship. Who knows how that works out? I'm gonna keep this on me. Oh no, I gotta keep this on. This is my bank card is in here. I need my bank card. So I put it with my money. Yeah, my money pocket. Gotta get rid of my. Oh yeah, I can put my. I'll do this in 8 hours. I'll do all my switching because I gotta change wallets and change money. I got Indian money. I got South African money. And I have another wallet that I use for that. So, we'll work with that. We'll work that out. Let's put this back. And of course, I got my power bank all charged up. That's the other thing. The OnePlus 7, I think it's sort of dying because the battery is going rather quickly. This battery, long life, man. As far as I understand. We'll see what happens with this. So I'll leave this. See you in Cape Town, like that. What was I going to tell you? So I'm very excited about going back to South Africa right now. I ain't been there in a while. I see my wife. We have a new, like I said, we got new land. We own it. Own land in Africa, but I'm not like what do you call those people? Those colonizers, well, she's a South African citizen, and she's a South African citizen, so it's not the same, We don't come to exploit, we come to help. Especially if you live in a village. Hey, village life is very interesting. It's not like city life and like you're trying to scam and people and all the rest of that stuff. Anyway, so all this is very it's uplifting. I feel like these next 52 days, because that goes through that go through September, July, August, 16. Oh no. July, August, or September. That'll be the next cycle, whatever we have. But the people that I meet there at the conference, that's my African connection. In other words, I don't need to be any place but Africa and Southern India. That's all I want to be. I'm waiting right now to get my permanent residency. Because I get that, then if the African Union do what they're supposed to do, and I want an Africa, all Africa visa. Go to any place. I want a visa. I don't need no citizenship. I stay being an American citizen and permanent residency in South Africa, but people lining up, So I mean that's what my life is about now, the next evolutionary step. So when I get to the conference, I'll be making a lot of connections, right? I'll make connections with Malawi. I gotta get to Malawi, right? And the cat in Botswana is interesting. There's a lot of places I want to go, which also means now this is the other thing as usual. I gotta watch. I'm sure I got money. I don't really look for money and make money, but I have to work out something where I have to start making money not for I'm saying for excess stuff, for stuff like this. When I want to travel to another country, say if I want to spend some time in Malawi, I can just get there and chill, meet somebody, whatever it is, because it will take the transportation, you know what I mean? Because usually when I get someplace, people like me. Say, hey, and I don't take away from people, you know what I mean? What I actually do, usually, here's the thing, it's a commensal relationship. In other words, when I go someplace, I try not to take away, I try to add to, it's like the traveler's code. When I'm someplace, I make someplace better than when I found it. So if I'm hanging out, say at my sister's, well, no, I'm hanging out in the house there, right? But, it doesn't cost her anything. I buy my own food, The only thing is me to get there, right? Whatever. If I'm at Ian, I try to, make sure I'm not taken away from his family situation. Now, I can't do a lot, but, you understand what I'm saying. Kind of guy I am. So I'm very hopeful for this African Union thing. That's going to be very interesting. But let's go back to the States, what I've watched on the internet, which I don't really, well, watch on the internet. It's hilarious to me. This whole, let me go back to football. Shakur Sanders, Deion Sanders, basically, he has 4 or 5, whatever, 4 sons and a daughter, whatever he has. But 3 of the sons play football. Another one is like this media person, and well, that's what it is. But the one that they talk about is this guy Shakur Sanders. For some reason, there was some sort of collusion because he's a good football player. So I wouldn't have it. But he ended up, you have your what's called your first round pick, and they get a lot of money, right? And then you have your second round, right? They get some money. Then you have your third round. Then you have the fourth round. Then you have the fifth. It keeps on going like that. Well, he went in the third round, which is, he's one of the best prospects that they have. He's raised by a football person that has a football mind. He has football knowledge. He knows the game, studies the game, diligent, whatever. There's no complaints about him. But yet still they fabricated some stuff that da-da-da-da-da. And, let's not talk about the Cleveland Browns. Hey, shout out to Jake. Poor Jake. Oh, Jake, I don't want to say anything, but it's just personal. Everybody should know. Anyway, Jake is going on to another, one of my friends, he's going on to another level himself, right? Anyway, the point is, so the Browns are notoriously, they're just not a good football team. Let's put it that way. But the fans are like, I don't want to say rabid, because they're dog pound. So I don't want to say they're not rabid, but they're rabid. And they deserve better. They don't deserve this bickering and these games, these racial games. It's racial games. I remember this time, what's that guy? The guy that said that, he's like a monkey, a great announcer like that. He said, he said this was like 30 years ago. He said, now they're gonna have black quarterbacks, gonna have this and that. He said pretty soon white people ain't gonna have no jobs. Whoa. How right he was. So anyway, they don't want this because football is becoming international now. So there's a lot of money coming in, and no matter what's said, you can put all the negative stuff you want about black American men. You could do what you want, but the truth should come out. When I was traveling back from Brooklyn yesterday, I was on the train, and these people were coming on. We was in Brooklyn, and they were at the door. They said, "Is this train going downtown?" And we're going like, "No, this is. Where do you want to go?" Because the door is going to close. And they said, "Well, we want to see the whatever they said." I said, "No, are you talking?" I said, "Come in, just come in the train." So there's a guy, I guess his wife, a daughter, and a son. Right? They all came in. They were going to fireworks, right? So we had a nice little stuff. They were from Italy. And I said, "Oh, I've been to Italy. I love Italy. I said, there's a place called Taranto." He says, "Yeah, I know the place." I said, "Yeah, man, that's where my favorite wine comes from Primitivo." And the wife said, "Oh, she got very excited, But we had a really good. And so when he was leaving, we dapped up, right? And he said something. Then he said something like, I love. He said, "I love American men," but what really he's saying is, "I love black men." So here's the thing. Every time they say something, what brothers I was talking about Shakur Sanders, you can, every time let me go back to something else. When I first started traveling, it was very interesting. Just long distance 80s, you would have these like Europe, I was traveling mostly in Mexico and Guatemala. So you'd have these, like a couple of girls, let's say from Scandinavia, one of the Scandinavian countries, and one would be, the regular thin blonde. Then you have a little, I won't say dumpy one, she had a little weight on her, whatever have it. But when she got to Central America, whatever, the men would go to her, not to because you could tell the blonde, she brought her along because, and back home she's all the things. This is just her, I don't know, her foil, I don't know what you want to call it. But when they're out in the real world, then, hey, they're hooking up with black men and stuff like that. But what happened is at home, the fathers and stuff like that, they're saying, stay away from black people. Say, stay away from black people. But then you meet somebody on the beach. You got the sun. You see, a girlfriend of mine said one time, she went on vacation to Jamaica. It's a girlfriend, had a new relationship. And she said, because, I said, Anthony, I don't know what happened. But, basically said she gave it up to the dude. She went to Jamaica? Well, she gave it to the dude. She said, no, what, it was something about the surf and the sun or whatever. Good, whatever. I'm not a jealous guy. I don't, do what you want to do. You're an adult. But so I know it's quite interesting because this happens. But anyway, so this dumpy friend or whatever it is gets all the attention because for the people in Central America and whatever, I guess this is a little bit well, the media wasn't as it was like the internet now, but people would basically say, hey, she looks like my mother, she's got like my mother, I like this, plus she looks healthy. This skinny blonde don't look healthy. She's on Mademoiselle magazine, not healthy. So it ends up, they realize they go against their parents because the parents, whatever, said stay away from the silver, but then they find the truth of it all, and they basically say, "Oh, I've been lied to." I guess that's what they say. So the only thing, because they got the media locked up, because they got all this political things locked up, when you meet a real person, that's what changes your mind. So I encourage, well, you got to be a conscious black person to travel, because when you do that, then people see the real you. They meet the real you. Let me take my other mixture of my other water. We're traveling. Well, internationally, people are cool. They don't really steal things usually. My water. Gotta drink some water. My coconut. I'm gonna open my coconut water now. Through these grapes. And so what happens? We don't. You play all the rap music you want, whatever, and they keep on projecting the negative you want. But when they really meet a real black person who can articulate, and it gives them a good time, a really good time, well, that the reality pushes that other stuff away. Right? It's interesting. See, remember I had coconut from the coconut a couple of days ago. What, it was yesterday? Yesterday. And this, it tastes like what it is. When I'm in India, the coconut tastes different. It's real coconut. But I'll suffer. I go to Cape Town and get some coconut water too. So anyway, so so what I'm trying to say is, like, well, I'm gonna say black. I'm dealing with black people. All black people can do is just travel. I'm not talking about traveling to Europe either. Just travel, and then and of course you have to have a good code. You can't be acting ghetto, ghetto. Whatever. Let's be yourself. Don't, because I think people just keep on imitating what they see. They say, most people are not that way. I remember when I was in Gambia. I tell this story all the time. When I was in Gambia, it was interesting because I was like leaning on this car. And I was talking to some young cats. They want to know about America. This was in the 90s. I want to talk about America, and they want to go to America, and this and that. I said, here, let me tell you all something. America, it's like this car here. You see, the hubcaps look real nice, but the car, it doesn't look that good. So what happens is the media, America, they come on showing you the shiny hubcaps. They don't pull the thing back and show you what else is happening. You see? And there is a problem. That's why you have to travel. That's why you have to meet people here, there, and talk to people. And that's what has to be done if you want to change things. Legislating things and taking away the naturalized citizen, whatever they're doing, right? That's not it. I'm not saying anything for or against that. Because they say they can do that to black people. Look, America's a nation of laws, and whoever makes the laws can change the laws. That's all I'm saying. So I don't put anything past America. But I think that it's coming to a head. Let's put it that way. It's coming to a thing. Now, look, me personally, Donald Trump, I know everybody jumping on this board. I mean, first of all, he's doing, if you didn't know, he's doing bidding for his peoples. He don't come from you. He not no guy from the mid states or something like that. He go up east, solid east, northeast coast. Okay, southern, the California thing, but that's later on. That thing. So he has his friends are all money people, plays golf or whatever have you. So he don't know nothing about your world. I mean, that if you go to the African Street Festival, there's this whole thing, for us house kitties, they're hanging out with them. The house kitties are different than the revolution. That they can be a revolutionary, but their code, their thing is different than everybody else. If you're a house kitty, you're dancing house music. Your pants are not sagging. They're not because of the moves you got to do. Your pants are not sagging. Your attitude, because it comes from a basically a black church kind of tradition. You know what I mean? So you're not doing a whole lot of cursing and cussing and carrying on. You're respectful. Everybody it's a loving kind of thing. It's not a hard edge kind of thing. And so that's what happens. You are who you surround yourself with. So I think the culture is changing. There's a lot of things happening because a lot of people are understanding. Like I saw this rapper. He was talking about. Everybody talks about this conference they had in 1991, where I knew about this already. Where the record companies got together and basically they say the black people are making too much money on their own. Let's jump in this market and we use our corporate kind of things to really take over. That's what they did, But now with the advent of what we're doing, all that's changing. But they still want to jump in. That's why I find the whole thing with the Sahel kind of very interesting, because you can't stop this. They move too fast. America, whoever the forces that be, they think they're gonna assassinate this or knock this out the way, and it ain't gonna happen. We're moving too fast. Got the uranium back, got the gold back. That means you got the money to do the deed, the movie deed. Hey, it's fascinating to be around these days. I mean, really fascinating. I'm excited. I mean, this is a good time to be hanging out on the planet, especially if you can ignore the states and get into something else. You can see what's going on. I mean, other places, but India still has Modi, and he's a Trumper, Trumper. So we don't know about that. I don't know what's happening in Brazil. Yeah. But the more Commander Ibrahim moves the needle a certain way, and everybody's jumping on board. And when you get the Africans jumping on, you get basically black people jumping on board. So everybody, what do? They imitate black people. So that's what it is, So, I don't know, I guess I should stop. No, do I have anything else to tell you? I can talk forever, because remember, I'm a radio man. No dead end. A lot of, this other thing, the thing about the internet, about these folks that get on the internet, what they usually do, what they've been doing, is they just take a clip from somebody, and then they expound on the clip. Which is fine. I guess you can do that. But there's so many people doing it. You get so many perspectives that if you don't agree with somebody, you can find out somebody else that you can agree with, or whatever it is. I brought up Thomas Sewell because, like, I noticed that they try to push his algorithm. They try to push him on. People ain't bothering with that boy. Bothering with that boy, So they can push what they push. But, in reality, you are your own reality. We push our own reality. So anyway, what time is it? Let me. I think I'm going to stop. I should keep on going. Oh, it's only 9:23. Have I been talking for an hour? I don't know. Um, but okay. I'm just paying attention here. Well, I'm not going to miss my plane because I got to get back. The food and dive is happening. Oh, it's going to be fantastic here. It's like, here's the other thing. I'm still confused. I'm still confused on why I'm at the food and dive. I mean, there's nothing I really can do. And now they got the media, the young cats, I've been with them for a couple of years. They're really stepping up. They do the media thing, so they don't need me. They don't need me advising, right? Every once in a while, I may have an idea that I throw someplace, and other people may not pick it up. So I'm not even, but I like hanging out with the food and dive. It's good. I try to help as much as I can, because Ian needs help, here's the other thing. The kind of help is not just physical help. Sometimes you need psychological help, keep you grounded, an honest back and forth. Because a lot of times, especially if you are in charge of something, nobody going to tell you the truth. That's my problem. I will tell you the truth. Since I was a kid, it is a problem. Nobody can handle the truth, But it depends, I guess. Now I try to stay away. I don't want these grapes. I'm throwing them out. I spent money on these grapes, and I don't need them. I just drink my coconut water. Satisfy your craving with sweet, plump grapes bursting with flavor. Perishable, keep refrigerated. But they don't say me. Oh, here we go. Let's see what this thing says. Watch what you eat. That's the other thing. They're trying to. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Nutritional fat servings, calories, sodium, whatever. They don't tell me. Oh, that's the other thing. My sister gave me. I got a. My sister's a nurse, and how your ankles swell up when you. Whatever. My ankles are swollen for a long. That's another thing. When I was in what's the name? In Virginia, I really couldn't. Well, it was too hot to walk the way I wanted to walk. It was hot all the time, and my feet were swollen. Not swollen because I wasn't walking the way I usually walk. But come here. Oh, here it is. I wasn't walking the way I usually walk. But where you at? But so I need some. Oh, here it is. Some thinner, blood thinner, whatever. So my sister said, take baby aspirin before you get on the plane. Basically take it twice a day. One more. But I want to be on the plane for a while. Come take a baby aspirin now, and that'll help swelling not to go, whatever else. And then, chewable. And then when I get to Doha for my little 8-hour layover, however long it is, then I'll take another one then. But also, I keep my feet up. All I gotta do is keep my feet up and keep on walking. Let me look at something here for a second. Oh man, I'm sitting on my boarding pass. That's my boarding pass for right now. With my passport. And I don't know. I've been sitting on it. Just a second, wait. Oh, what's this here? Yeah, why don't I put it in my front pocket? Why do I have it in my back pocket? What's the matter with me? I don't usually do that. I don't like things crumpled up. Crumpling, it's not that I'm a neat Nick, but it's not, I like order, you know what I mean? Like, everything was supposed to be. Here's the itinerary here. Let's see. 11:20 leaves, 12:07:04. Doha. We get to Doha at 6:40 a.m. Oh, because you know, the time difference. 6:40 a.m. on Sunday, July 6th. Flight arrives, yeah, July 6th, Sunday. So this flight I'm taking now leaves here at 11:20. It gets to Doha. Yeah, leaves here. Gets to Doha on Sunday in the morning, and then I don't leave. Yes, 6:40 a.m. I don't leave Doha to 2:05 a.m. the next morning. How many hours is that? I don't know how many hours that is, but I gotta figure that out. But that means, you know, like I said, I show you the airport. It's really a fantastic airport. It's like an indoor terrarium or something like that. And they got these little places where you can actually sleep, go to sleep, you know? Wow. You know, so that's going to be nice. And then I leave there at Doha that next day. Well, I guess it's on. Why don't they tell me what day that is? Flight arrives Sunday, the 6th at. Well, I guess on Monday morning at 2 a.m. Yeah, 2 a.m. I figured out we go from Doha at 2 a.m. on Monday, and it gets at 11 a.m. I'm in Cape Town. I don't know what that means. Yeah, so 11 a.m. I'm in Cape Town. And then that's the first day of the food endowment. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to work that out. I should have called. Oh man, I need to talk to Ian, because if I'm not going to stay somewhere, I need to make arrangements to talk to my guy, Johnson, JC, and because his hotel not back up, but he has some friends. I can stay at somebody else's place, I guess. I don't know. I hope to see what it is. Okay, I could put this in my back pocket. Maybe that's what I want to do. Okay. Oh, but I'm officially traveling. Let me show you. I love it. Now I got a new bag. Got this in India. I showed this to you before. This is backwards for you, but it says. Jack in, out, in, live, out, something like that. But it's a thing that goes from, you go from the forest to the river to the desert, like that. It's a very nice bag. It has another insert into it like that. And I'll throw this thing away. Well, I'll throw it away right now. And it's got one pocket in here that I keep my thing in. My gimbal fits in here, so I don't need my other bag. I had my other bag for so long, so I'm sort of really retired my other bag. But here's the thing: I don't know. I got this. That's what happens. I just get these feelings. I just feelings. Like I said, I'm a nowist. You know, I'm sort of. What I do is, whatever's happening, I get into it. You know, I don't deal about. I have plans for you, but I get into it so heavy that things just sort of work out. You know, I was listening to something on the internet. They were saying that if you it's a gratitude. Yeah, if you give gratitude, something like that. If the person giving the blessing, let's call it the blessing, giving the blessing, you know. The person receiving the blessing gets blessed, but the person giving the blessing gets blessed too. But then they're saying that people around who witness this thing, they get blessed too. That's fascinating to me. There's a lot of stuff. Look, I know a lot of people do the internet for whatever, but I sort of browse and whatever hits me, and it all makes sense to me, you know. It's a. This thing, what is this? Oh, shake it up. January. Okay. Let me shake this up. I didn't shake it up. Shake it up, see if it tastes different. Shake up, then enjoy. It tells you right there. in black and white, and I didn't do. See, but it's interesting. The coconut water goes into my cells. Everything else washes over. Now I got everything I needed. The only thing I didn't get, I have to get this. I got to get the pearl powder for teeth and stuff like that. I got to get that. That's the only thing I missed because I was at my spice store down on First Avenue. So I got stuff. I got the stingy nettle leaves. I got some other stuff, So I'm really going to do the health thing. So I'm just concentrating on my own health, my own strength, my own whatever have you. I'm doing my own thing. Like that. I'm through helping other people. Hey, you take my advice, or not my advice, but you hear me waxing and waning, and I'm easy to find. And I just happen to believe that, not that I'm right, but that everybody's on their own path. As long as your path isn't destructive, then everything should be all right, Yeah, I'm gonna drink this. So this is my morning anyway. I'm supposed to, my grand rising time. So I'm supposed to drink. Well, I usually drink water. Oh, that's the other thing I got to do. I got it all over the place. I think I got it in Ian's place. I got to start carrying my cayenne pepper, my organic cayenne pepper, with me all the time. Put it in everything, even more than turmeric. Cayenne pepper's a thing. In fact, let me give you some game, right? Which reminds me, I haven't listened to Corey. Did I pull Corey down already? I gotta make sure I got Corey down. That's another 2 hours. My time and my whatever. So let me hit you some game. Here's the thing. I think there's one supplement you really need to deal with. That's black seed oil. Just saying. The other one that people talk about is magnesium. Now magnesium. Oh, do I have my magnesium? I have my magnesium here, but I usually do. I got magnesium citrate, but there's 4 kinds of magnesium. You can take them all. They're all for different things, right? I think I'm not going to take no magnesium now. I'll take it when I get to Doha. Napping. That's the other thing. Get sleep. Sleep is your friend, as they used to say in the spy novel that I used to read. Mr. Bing Jong, if you heard any kind of receipts, game number 18. People, they have the Doha thing is posted, Doha Qatar. I think I'm not. Let me see what time it is. Hold on a second. Let me just check and see if I can find a time in here. Oh, 9:36. Get another hour. I never tire talking, by the way. I could talk forever. So what was I saying? Oh, so supplements. So my focus is like health, and basically one of the reasons why I really need to get back to DeBrother and DeBrother is because we have a theater built. I got to attend to that, and I'm not even talking about the petty radio station, the internet radio station, the petty. I talked to BAI. I got to write them some stuff, and so hopefully we're going to have a relationship with them, and everybody's amenable to it. So we'll see what happens. So things are going swimmingly well. I'm not going to be talking a whole lot. In the next few days, I'm going to switch over. But I'll send things like that. I like to do my intrepid reporter reports. I missed 2 opportunities these last few days. One was when I was at my healing tree up there by Riverside Church, Cathedral, whatever. Because I was going to go across the street to the park. There's that park there, the Riverside Park, whatever that park is. And and I was going to say, oh yeah, this point, because at Riverside Church they used to have RVR, used to be the radio station there they had. And so when I was doing Variations of Blackness, my college radio program, it's as I would do this a lot. At a courtesy, I said, let's go visit RVR. So I visited RVR, because that student press, especially you can go any place. And you go say, I'm a student, I just want to know more about you. They got to pull you in, especially a young black student, whatever. So I was at RVR, and I met Brother Wayne there. He had a program that came on right before Felipe Luciano. Felipe, who's on BAI now, I guess he's on BAI. The young lord, Felipe, that Felipe, used politicians or whatever have you. But he played Latin music, right? But it wasn't his collection. It was like Nancy Enriquez, which is his wife at the time. She's the one she's the one that had all the music. And in fact, she eventually came to BAI. I don't know where she is now. I don't think she's still on there. A lot of stuff happened when I left being arts director. If I was still arts director at the time, a lot of the stuff that happened would not happen. So I wouldn't stand for it. Somebody would have got whatever. So, what was I saying? So I met Brother Wayne then, right? We came and talked with him. He's with our crew. Who came up? Did all four of us come up? I forgot who came up. Because Variations of Blackness had a rotation of four people. The way I structured it, I was the structurer. I'm a strategier, a tacticer. Well, one person was an engineer for that week that we rotate. The next, and one person was an engineer, another person was a producer, one person was a host, and one person had a week off. So that was our rotation, like that. We all shut up all the time because we're students. You have to have because different jobs, different things, so you can still do your hard. You couldn't accuse me of whatever you're messing up your studies. Anyway, so we went up to RVR and met Brother Wayne up there, and we're talking about this is like 73 or something like that. About 70. Well, not 73. It's like 74, 75, somewhere around there. And he was, he's talking, he's giving some advice, like that. Oh, Brother Wayne, you don't know, he passed a while ago, but he's one of the best voices. You think Bernard White has a voice. Brother Wayne's voice was like amazing. This cat was good, man. And he gifted us, fella Anacapa, well, it was fella Ransom Cootie at the time. Fella Ransom Cootie's album was something 70. The one where they had all his wives were the breasts were out there. It had some sort of pose, and it said Africa 70 or something like 70. All the women looked at 70 was spelled out by these women. They basically were kneeling and with their hands out like that. Oh, by the way, the reason why fella married all of them is to protect them. Let's put it that was for a protection thing. I don't think he was boinking all them women. It's a lot. So he gave me that. So I might have been one of the first people, to play fella on the air in the States. Oh, the brother be a pioneer, man. A lot of stuff that I be doing. Some stuff I don't even remember. People gotta remind me and stuff like that. So anyway, so that's good. Oh, I talked about that. I talked to James Spaulding just a couple of days ago. Because he's an elder. The saxophone player. James Spaulding played with. I got his first side one. Played with Freddie Hubbard and bunch of people. James Spaulding. I don't know. He's a saxophonist, and flautist, right there. And Freddie graduated when he was older, but he graduated Livingston College the same year that we were in the same graduating class. It was good talking to him. He sounds strong, and I gave him. This is what I'm trying to say. I give advice. I don't expect people to take my advice. I said, James, Because he's got conditions. He had some sort of spinal, some sort of whatever. I said, James, look, what you should do, I don't care. Every morning, you play one note. I don't care if you play with your pinky, whatever have you. And the next day you play another note. And pretty soon you're gonna have a. He understood what I was saying. You understand what I'm saying right now. If that's your thing, play. Just play. Don't. He said he ain't played in 3 years. Come on now. You a musician all your life and you ain't played in 3 years. Who's this? Hey, do that. Who's Abba G? Is this one of my Indian? Oh yes, one of my Indian people. I'll be there in January. Don't worry about it. Like that. You came in late. But let me just recap real quick. I'm waving at you. Here's my schedule. Right. Of course, you all know my Indian people know. This Indian, we're talking dots, not the fellas. I just like to say that. Also, I apologize if that was offensive to anybody. But I exist in southern India. I like to go to southern India, where the black people are. They're going down to southern, in that area right now, the Tamil Nadu area, they're being, the white people, the gentrifiers are coming. And if you're down there, you know what I'm talking about. The gentrifiers are coming. They want that area, right? And Modi and his operatives, they're making so that they could, of course, why does that happen? Why do gentrifiers always do the same thing? I heard some brother, but I knew this before. Here's the thing. If you notice, in the ghetto, say the ghetto, I'm gonna stay away from black people right now. Well, it's black people too, but say a depressed area, right? Where it's so depressed, everything's dilapidated. So the artists come in and they make it. They do what they do, and the criminal's not gonna bother the artists because the artists ain't got no money. They can't even afford their own paint. They stealing paint, you know what I mean? So the neighborhood becomes hip. And then you have some more hipsters coming in, right? And then the gentrifiers come in, the celebrities and the gentrifiers come in, and that neighborhood now changed. They've taken it over, but it's a cycle, Then go to seed. Maybe in decades to go to seed. Then so it's like that. But they know you can tell what's going on, But I think the way things are going right now, the world has changed. Oh, how the world has changed, right? Anyway, what was I saying? So I'll finish with James. India. So basically, I'm in India 3 months out of the year, the beginning of the year, because that's when the weather's really good. It doesn't get hot until March, April. It gets hot. I don't mind the heat personally, but I go there. In fact, every year now that I get my teeth cleaned. And like about Ayurvedic kind of thing, I'm gonna do some what do you call that? Fascia work this time. When I go down this time, I'm gonna concentrate on. See, I have been concentrating on healing because of my hamstrings and stuff like that. When I go this time, when I get to India, I might want to try to go early. Maybe no. I gotta go when I go. Deal with the fascia. That's Fascia. Fascia is like a membrane that goes all through your body. It's like you have your skin is the largest organ. But guess what? The fascia is even larger than that. It wraps around everything. Your nerves, your blood vessels, your bones, your ligaments. It's like this thing. I mean, and it's pliable. But when people don't use it, what they don't do when they don't do whatever they don't do, then it gets stiff. You know what I mean? And that's what constricts you. It's not the muscles. It's not what. That's what constricts you. You do your own research. Don't believe what I say. But fascia work, I want to do it, and the breathing. The breathing. I've known this for my entire life. My breathing has been like, I've always had this problem. So I'm going to be diligent this time. I'm going to do fascia work, breathing, but I still do my Ayurvedic medicine because I like my healer. My healer is cool, man. He's good. Him and his wife work on me anyway. Got two energies going, and I'm feeling good. So. I'm sort of confused because they here, I don't know who they're talking, flight clothes. I don't know what they're talking. Oh. You know something, I gotta get off. I gotta pay attention to what's going on here. But it's not nowhere near 10 something. Let me see what, it's 9 something, 9:48. Well, we got time. So got my fashion work doing. Got my regular, my walk. I always walk in that area. I'm known for walking. Everybody, because everybody's on their bikes and their motor, whatever, and they don't really walk. So they're gonna be like ugly Americans. I shouldn't say that, but they're gonna get big, because they eat. But they have a decent diet, So you don't have a whole lot of people like that unless they get really opulent like that. So I'm totally confused. I better pay attention to something else. Look, I know I got enough time. Look, so anyway, so I was telling my Indian comrade here that hey, between India and South Africa is where where I exist for a long time now. That's what I don't want to go any. I'm not interested in any other place in the world. I'm not interested in the Far East. I'm not interested in South America, Central. I've been these places anyway. I'm certainly not interested in Europe. I'm not interested in Canada and the States. So my concentration, especially if I get what I understand is going to happen, then if Africa do what they're supposed to do and give me a Africa-wide visa where I go any country in Africa, my life, I will enjoy stuff, right? But that's neither here nor there. So I just want to tell you, let me finish what I was talking about. I forgot what I was talking about. I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you, let me wrap this up by saying that. They're calling people. This guy. Sounds like this guy that's on here. Anyway, so what's his name? So if I get this, if this visa happens, I go any place in Africa and I make my contacts to people I really want to work with, because I have certain initiatives, like initiative of literacy, all kinds of things. All kinds of things. I focus on certain things. I don't want to go beyond that, right? And so I'll be in this is my axis. This is my axis. I'll be back and forth with those kind of things. Okay, so I talked too much already. I just wanted to run out my data. And do, like I said, what they're doing these days on the internet, they just opening their thing and they just talking. They leave. I don't know what they do. It's fascinating how the internet is doing what it's doing, but it's like anything. It's going to get saturated, but then you're still going to have to focus on what you need to focus on, right? And like you, as you may or may not know, I don't look for shares, no likes. I don't. You don't have to do none of that. Don't send no money. I don't. Nothing is monetized. I'm just me, Anyway, so I got this guy talking in my ear, so that means something. See, I read the room. You know what I mean? Now, this is what's happening now. So I'll see you all later. Let me put this up. I'll talk to you. Be well.